Today, we're going to talk about how optimism is linked to longer and better sleep. So, according to the Central Disease of Prevention, Control and Prevention, in 2016, they came out a statistic that 1 in 3 Americans, adults, fail to get adequate sleep, and it's escalating the risks of chronic disease. And as we know, sleep is one of those number one personal care things that we should prioritize, and we don't. I feel like if you got to get shit done in your day, you're going to sacrifice sleep.
It's very true. A lot of times we're going to bed late and we had so much to do today where it's dragging on to the next day when we go to sleep at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And then we also are so forward thinking that we have so much to do the next day. A lot of times we wake up early too. So instead of sleeping from 10 to 7 o'clock in the morning, we sleep from 2 o'clock in the morning till 6. You sleep for 4 hours. You get up because you want to finish your day off earlier than the night before.
That, or like sometimes you're thinking about so much you have to do or so much that you did. You have insomnia, you get a little anxious, and you just have all these racing thoughts. Everybody has them, and you just can't fall asleep. And then you keep tossing and turning. You tell Alexa to play some random music. That doesn't work out. Hopefully she doesn't turn on right now. And it's a bad cycle, man, and we have to prioritize sleep.
Yeah, it's hard because, like you were saying before, it's just so much that we have to do today and tomorrow and then the next day, where a lot of times we feel like we're playing catch up every day, and we're catching up on the work we got to do during the day, which means we need more daylight and more time to work. And then again, at the end of the day, we're trying to catch up on sleep, and we're cutting our sleep schedule by 1 or 2 hours, and that has shown in the long run to be unhealthy.
Yep.
And that's people expect. They want you to stay at work late and then come in early. While the CEOs or whoever is running the show comes in whenever they want because they don't have a schedule. You have your own schedule, so you always want to do more. So you have less for the next day, but you never seem to catch up.
Yeah.
And then your sleep's also paying for it as well.
Definitely. So this study, it took 3,500 people, ages 32 to 51, and the study sampled people from Birmingham, Alabama, Oakland, California, Chicago, and Minnesota. So these participants had like a little survey, 10-item survey, and they were ranked on a 5-point scale about how optimistic you feel about your future, and then they had a survey that showed a very negative response of I hardly expect things go my way. They ended up doing different sleep studies. So these people came in on 2 different occasions, a year apart. Over the weekend, they did sleep monitoring on them and just seeing how they do. They rated the overall sleep. They also checked the quality, the duration from the month prior, and took all this into consideration. And the results were pretty interesting. So 75% people were more likely to have better sleep, less insomnia, and less daytime sleepiness if they were more optimistic. So the results are optimism equals better sleep.
That's pretty drastic. What if it's like flipped around? What if more sleep leads to better or more optimism? I'm sure there's like a study out there.
I'm sure they're both correlated, but definitely you being optimistic about the future leads to less stress, which stress we know is bad. And then being optimistic, I feel like it just makes your life easier, to be honest.
It makes sense. If you're optimistic individual, that means you probably get done whatever you have to get done that day, and you probably go to sleep happy. And if you go to sleep happy, instead of being stressed or angry or having your mind race, you fall asleep quicker, you fall asleep easier, and then you sleep longer. Just because, like you said, because you're optimistic. That makes like legit sense. If you go to sleep happy, and with everything being okay that you did that day, you're gonna sleep better because you have that peace of mind.
And then also like the law of attraction. If you have like a negative outlook on your future, then everything around you will start becoming more negative. Everything will start affecting you. That little thing pissed you off, and everything is just like one of those domino effects. So I feel like when you're optimistic, for some reason, the universe just brings positivity in your life in a way, and everything just seems to be working out. Even if it's not working out, you make peace with it and you just move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just a sheer optimism is provides more benefit than being negative. Like think about it, you go to the club or you go somewhere, you see like a pretty girl and you approach her and talk to her and you get shot down. An optimistic person would view that as like, it's whatever. It's a game of numbers. if I don't get this one, I'll get the next one. Compared to someone that's negative, be like, oh man, it's my only chance, and then they go home alone and sad. Compared to, like we said, optimistic person that's gonna keep trying and have a good viewpoint. It's the same outcome, but just the way you look at it. You look at it either one as it's negative and it's always gonna be like that, or a positive way where this just happens. That's how it works, and you just gotta keep trying.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Peter right here was his past career. He was a pickup artist, so he knows the game of numbers.
Yeah, about a senatorial, those videos that we talk about on YouTube, or is that Patreon, or some private coaching or something.
Yeah, Peter's gonna do private coaching. He's gonna have a little secret cam in his shirt, and he's just gonna be showing you guys how it's done out there.
Yeah, I don't know what the approval rating in that for my girlfriend's gonna be, but I can probably tell you it's gonna be 0.
Yeah. Don't do it. Dalai Lama had an interesting quote, and he said, "Choose to be optimistic. It feels better," and it makes exact sense, based on this study. And what do you guys think? Why optimism is linked to better health outcomes? So comment on IG or Facebook, or drop a YouTube comment, guys. And I'm curious to see what people think.
Yep.